Hey there everyone, how you all doing? This is your NIKAK Double G, and I know you're here for that in-ring rundown, so this is just a quick thank you to everyone that's been supporting the channel. I have grown a little bit recently over the past couple months, with even a retweet by that sexy motherfucker known as Little Karibo, so thank you, my god. I'm not even kidding with that statement. I wanted to thank everyone, especially the patrons that have signed up recently. I have already hit way more than I ever thought I would in less than about a year, 8 months now or so. So I just want to thank you all again. And if you're new to the channel, or not, and you want to support that channel in any way, seriously, just leave a comment or a like. That's the biggest thing you can do. It really does help in the algorithm. Or you can support the Patreon, even just $1 a month. Got some wrestling buddies? Share it with them. I love making fun of wrestling, and chances are they probably do too. I will promise that I will make this ad-free and full-time as possible. I know it's going to take a while, but I will get there. I ain't going to stop because I love what I'm doing. Now, to those who may be disappointed that I didn't do something silly or stupid at the beginning of this video. Is that good? It is fight night and it feels oh so right, so why don't you all join me on this nice and quick and easy episode of the In-Ring Rundown. I'm the NIKAK Double G, and I don't know about you, but I'm never playing a game of musical chairs with Ty Dillinger. Yes, here it is, another merry little pay-per-view by AEW that you know I couldn't resist. So let's go through this lovely little list of matches and send you on your merry way so I can go to bed. Coming to us from Daytona Beach, Florida, Fighter Fest ensures that the first thing that we hear is JR's voice, and by God, that's the way it should be. The man of 1,000 matches is challenged to another match by a man named Shiva here tonight. Oh, excuse me, I mean Cena. And once we get into that match, the commentators make it really difficult to believe that we're not talking about anime characters right now.
And I wonder as well, you know, they know each other so well, right? That is something you got to keep in mind. So who's going to be able to pull off a few tricks that maybe the other one doesn't know? Because these two, they've encountered each other so many times in the past.
Shiva hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, which JR explains was the mainstay of the Freakzilla Scott Steiner, trying to convince us all that his wrestling skills contain anything more than a belly-to-belly suplex. And some incredible math. The man of 1,000 copyright infringements steals the Blue Thunder Bomb and then lands the Angel's Wings on Shima. But unfortunately for him, the man of 1,000 attempts to say his name correctly kicks out, hitting Christopher Daniels Bryan with a shrine before sealing the victory with a Meteora that was not called by Michael Cole. This air. It's so fresh. Next up is a match that JR struggles to commentate without sounding like a creepy old man. A match between Cardcaptor Sakura, a large woman who couldn't decide between Scorpion and Reptile, and this young small boy from Naruto who's definitely up past bedtime. Nala dominates these children for much of the beginning of this match, even attempting to pin them both at the same time before they matrix out of the situation simultaneously. Yuka hits Nala with a Hurricane Rana, sending her to the outside, followed by a copyright infringement 1-9 by Rio, stunning Scorptile and nearly suffering defeat. Both of these minor characters do their best to double drop kick Nyla, but unfortunately this has very little effect thanks to her high defense base stat, tanking the blows and laying out Rio with a Death Valley driver. To no one's surprise, the Queen of HP manages to kick out at 2, but to everyone's surprise she manages to roll up Naya for the win. JR and Excalibur are witty as fuck.
And Yuka is heartbroken.
That's the face of sadness, utter sadness.
That's a sad face, folks. Sad wrestling face.
Excalibur and JR repeat their lines back and forth about 4 times before Kip Sabian, who's definitely completely sober, joins the announce team for this match.
In this coming up match.
Crazy. Crazy in here, right?
Welcome.
My Little Pinkie Pie comes out to the ring first, grabs the mic, and immediately starts talking shit about Applejack.
She swallows.
As you can see, this small child plans to destroy him with the power of friendship before Jungle Boy comes down to the ring, riding a creature that I can only describe by saying that if it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, it would be 4 stars with 1700 attack, earth type, and no effect. We are then joined by Jimmy Havoc, Jimmy Neutron's alter ego from a dark timeline, followed by Hangman Page, who has apparently let himself go.
Weighing 219 pounds.
The Tower of Doom is set up, crashing down hard, hitting MJF like a hitbox in Day of Reckoning, before Hangman Page decides to put him in the shittiest sharpshooter of all time. He quickly realizes that he's inflicting minimal damage because his submission stat is only a 3 out of 10, so instead he decides to put Jimmy Ultron away with a reverse tombstone. The love child of Eminem and ICP has lost his uncle as a young child and now hates the world completely, ensuring us all that his backstory wasn't written by a 13-year-old writing his first blog. And he's here to take on... yeah, Cody Rhodes. He's here to take on Cody Rhodes. Cody's important.
And he is indefatigable.
That's right, Mr. Bond. Randy's outfit is truly indefatigable. Cody Rhodes begins the match by showing us all how to defeat Bowser in Mario 64.
Forced strategy on Darby Allin. Oh, man!
Instead of calling the action inside the ring, JR spends most of the match chilling his new spicy flavored barbecue sauce that he just force-fed to Golden Boy.
Does it hurt? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Cody Rhodes hits a beautiful reverse suplex off the top rope on Darby, nearly picking up the win. But Eminem's past aggression nearly boils over, throwing Cody outside of the ring, preparing for a springboard crossbody. Unfortunately, in that moment, he begins reflecting on the past decade of his career and accidentally slips off the top. This apparently allows Cody Rhodes to apparently wrap him inside an apparent body bag, because that's apparently legitimate in this match. But little Darby manages to escape and run out the clock on Cody, making this match lead to a draw. But never mind any of that shit, here's the perfect 10. With a perfect sneak attack. With a perfect chair. That's definitely not gimmicked or anything. They definitely used the right chair. There was no mistakes here. It's gimmicked. The commentators spend about the next 15 minutes explaining the horrid nature of this unprotected chair shot, saying that it disgusts them greatly and they no longer want to see it, and then proving that claim by replaying it about 15 times. Jim Ross then sums up all of wrestling logic in one sentence.
Why do we bring these damn folding chairs to wrestling anymore?
3 members of the Red Skull Gang come out for a 6-man tag match. Who could their opponent be? Why, of course, it's the Young Bucks, Ryu and Ken, 2 up-and-coming street-fighting hooligans who are ready to rumble. When they're joined by, yes, you guessed it, Bargain Bin DDP, attempting to do a Batista-like entrance and wait, what the fuck? What's going on? Omega Akuma, the strongest form yet, is here to take on these dastardly evil henchmen. One of the Young Bucks decides that the best course of action is to stand perfectly still while he gets super kicked right before he's hit with a beautiful reverse Frankensteiner. Kenny Omega is about to fly high before Pentagon stops him with a force dead in his tracks. Right before Golden Boy talks about that time he went to that orgy with The Rock and Corey Graves back in November.
The Rock's watching.
Yes. Can't disappoint my buddy DJ.
No.
When the Lucha Brothers return to the ring, all 3 are blasted with the most powerful Hadoukens of all time. So impactful that they actually act like holding each other in this 69 position for 15 seconds or longer wasn't awkward before they do the most overcomplicated spot in history. Of course, Akuma is a very serious man and is not amused by this, who decides to put Lorenzo away with the One-Winged Angel, securing his momentum on his way to re-challenging Ultra Instinct Jericho. Just so you know, we do not support the next match in any way. It is not affiliated with AEW in any way whatsoever. And once the lights go out, this is totally not the same show. In other news, John Ambrose Dean III comes out with no fucking sirens and actual pyros, blowing a kiss to his on-screen lover, Roman Reigns. Now, Joey Janela is not a man I've heard of before, but when you actually start the match by stealing a fan's prosthetic leg and beating your opponent with it, both you and that fan have officially become the most raw, the most hard, the most barbaric level of manliness that I honestly tip my hats off to both of you, sirs. Moxley brings out a barbed wire steel chair, and somewhere over the rainbow Mick Foley is having an orgasm, slamming it down on Joey and blowing a kiss to the fans as they call him a nice sick fuck. Still equipped with the best paint faces in all of wrestling, except for my baby Rusev, of course. Moxley is thrown onto the barbed wire table, shredding his back in multiple areas and leaving the commentaries with only this to say.
Moxley's kind of no!
Joey Janela lands an amazing Randy Savage elbow drop onto Moxley, right through the table, and right before the commentators start talking about their favorite 90s Hasbro's toys. Now JR likes Don't Wait Daddy, and Excalibur is partial to Gator Golf. But Golden Boy, he just can't believe what he sees.
And the last thing I would have expected to see is a bucket.
Dean slams Joey down feet first on a pile of thumbtacks that legitimately makes me cringe a little bit. But one bag of thumbtacks is not enough to settle this score, so Moxley brings out his secret weapon, a second bag of thumbtacks, slamming him down with a double underhook DDT and claiming victory against the final boss of this night. But just like in true Street Fighter fashion, Akuma appears as the extra secret boss after the credits, attacking with no warning, no mercy, and definitely no continues. Well, that's it for this week's rundown. I want to thank you all for watching. Tune in next week as I dress up as my favorite Street Fighter character and send AEW a nice video hoping they hire me. I hope they like Cammy. And of course a shout out to all my patrons. I imagine if I jumped off the stage you'd all be there to catch me, right? Right? This has been the Man from Earth with all the girth, and yes, I know I didn't shave. Don't yell at me. Hey there everyone, a rare regular. Instead of calling the action in the ring, JR just said JR, and when we get and Cody Rhodes lands a beautiful reverse suplex off the top rope, almost picking up the win over Kirk Darby. Who the fuck is Kirk?